Okay, hey YouTube, welcome back. This is my fourth time on today. So, thank you for waiting, some of you. So I wanted to do a Q&A with you all. And I know I had scheduled this for 4 o'clock, and I'm rushing this a little bit early. Oops, let's get rid of that sound there. We don't need to hear myself twice. So what I've been doing since the last time I was on stream there, I posted some parts and accessories for iPhone repair. So I don't want to keep all of my sources such a secret. It's not such a hassle to help other technicians by providing them parts at lower cost and high quality parts at that. So I wanted to spread the wealth of the good parts that I get from both here and from abroad. Again, if you want wholesale orders, I'm taking wholesale orders. You have to contact me directly because I'm not doing the wholesale directly on the website. So if you want wholesale prices, let me know. And great. So I'm here to listen to if you guys have any questions, if you have any anything you want to bring up, any ideas you want to run by me. I'm happy to hear them right now. So just gonna wait till a few people come online, and in the meantime, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna keep plugging away at updating my web store here for parts. So there's in case you can't tell, I'm really expanding my business. I'm pushing for more services. I'm pushing for more of an online presence. And I'm hoping that my running around, adding all these online posts, videos, and things like that, I hope in the end I manage to get some increased flow of business going on there. Okay, so something's mucking up with the stream, and I'm still viewing the chat. Okay, great. Not an issue. So, if anyone's wondering, the music we're listening to is Bourgeoisie. He's in support of my channel and what I do, and I am in full support of him and his music. So if you want to check him out, you can see him on Facebook, but the place that I check his music out the most is Spotify. I use Spotify quite a bit. I'm a Fido customer, so I get the free Spotify thing. I think you can opt out for that in exchange for some other services, but I got the Fido service, prepaid service. Okay, so where are we at with the uploading of that Deadpool game? So we're at 68%. Is it still going? Yeah, still uploading. It's at 68%. 5.5658 gigs. So so nobody has any questions for me, eh? Okay, no problem. So what I want to do then, since no one's asking me any questions, I want to go ahead and oh, something's going on with my stream. Let's try this again. Hopefully I'm not getting any dropped frames here. It seems like I'm getting a lot of dropped frames. Sorry about that. And I believe we're back. So what I want to do is, since I have some time to do some explanation before I gotta get to my next thing, I'm going to talk a little bit about the iCloud removal there. So I just, again, like I did earlier, I posted my iCloud services if you want to get your iPhone or MacBook or iPod or iPad that's iCloud locked. If you want to get that iCloud lock removed, you can head over onto my website, and I'll leave a link in the description for my web store. Go to the iCloud Unlock section, and of course choose Add to Cart. But let's read the details and let's talk a little bit about that. So what's going on here is that there's two steps. First step is we have to retrieve the user information, so that's the user email, and we also may or may not need, the more information we have, the better it is, the better success we potentially have. So the email of the user, first name, last name, phone number, and mailing address, all this information pertaining to that iCloud account, minus the password because there's no retrieving that. This is going to work towards unlocking that iCloud account, iCloud activation lock. So that's step one. Once you do that, you pay for that. It's $60. You pay for that, you send in your IMEI and UDID. Now what's the UDID? I have a link here in the description, and I mentioned use method 4 for Windows PC. Now what is the deal with that? Let's take a gander. Gander up. So on this website, it's showing you how to find the UDID on various methods. If you have a phone that's unlocked, you can find the UDID directly on iTunes. However, if you don't, or rather, if it's iCloud activation lock, then you're not going to be able to get that information on iTunes. What you're going to have to do is you're going to have to go down to method number 4. Now this is scrolling way down in the page. I'm like halfway, a little bit past halfway down on the page. So you have to turn on your phone and plug it into your computer. So what you have to do is get to your device manager in this area. So I'll do that for you. So we have a live demonstration. So I'm going to right click on computer. I'm going to go to manage. And then I arrive here. So let's show you again how I did that. So if I have computer, I click on computer and I go manage like this. And this will open my computer management. And I go down to device manager. And under USB serial devices, if you have your iPhone plugged in, it'll be the first one at the top of the list, typically. Like here, Apple mobile device. So you're going to right click that. Let's pretend this is the Apple iPhone you have plugged in. Go to properties, go over to details, and then you're going to go to device instance path. Device instance path, see? And over here you're going to find the UDID. So the final 4 digits after the last slash, which we'll see on this web page. So he's showing here properties. What is written here, the 40 characters after the last backslash is your device identifier or UDID number. Right, so it's going to be like this. You have 12AB or something along those lines, and then a final slash. And following that final slash, there's going to be 40 letters and numbers, 40 characters altogether, letters and numbers. And that 40 character is your UDID code. So submit that as well as your IMEI if you don't know what the IMEI is on your phone. Once you have it on activation lock, it's on the hello screen. There's a little I in the bottom right corner before you unlock the screen. Click that I, and it'll show your IMEI number as well as EID number. But I want the IMEI, not the EID. So IMEI and UDID, those are the two main things that you need to send in order to get your iCloud activation lock removed. However, so that's for iCloud. If we're only dealing with the carrier lock, like unlocking from Fido, Telus, Rogers, etc., all we need is your IMEI number. So the difference between the IMEI and the UDID, they're both unique identifying numbers. So the IMEI uniquely identifies that device on the network, on the cellular network, and the UDID. So the IMEI is given by you have companies or organizations that sell license IMEI licenses, and each IMEI has been paid for by a certain company. So the first 2 digits identifies from what company has provided that license, the IMEI. The next set of digits, Before I start making mistakes, I'm just going to say that there's some specifics to who's buying it, and for what region it is, etc., etc. So typically, I think the last 6 digits is like the company's code. So anything before that, I'm talking about the IMEI again. It's a 15-digit code. So anything before those 6 digits, those are pretty well designated to companies, providers, and service providers. But the final set of digits, that's I guess allocated by the guy who, or the company who bought that lump stock of IMEIs. Okay, so that's in order to connect onto a wireless signal. Now, if you're working at Apple, they have another unique identifier apart from the serial number. It's the UDID, and that's just nobody else really uses that apart from Apple. So why do we need it? Well, we don't need it when we're doing carrier unlock. We only need it when we're doing iCloud unlock, and that's because it's pertaining to a lock that's been implemented by the Apple company themselves. So that's why we need that. Yep. Am I? YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. Okay, I'm really apologizing. Seems like I'm having a rough time streaming over here. And my viewers are having a rough time watching. Okay, yeah, so this worked out pretty well because it turns out like I'm scheduled to do, I'm going to be playing in a poker tournament this afternoon. There's a new poker tournament on PokerStars that my friend and I want to get involved in, and that's why I wanted to rush this Q&A a little bit earlier. Sorry about that for those of you who are waiting. The tournament's going to start pretty soon, and if you want to check it out, you can go watch it at, I'm going to stream it on Twitch. It's going to be at twitch.tv/Fixitron. And it's a 0 instead of an O, so Fixitron 0M. Yeah. Fixitron. If you could see that on the top there. Unfortunately, it seems like my stream is not doing too well. Like I'm losing